Welcome to this week's Bible Topics discussion. We're glad you chose to join us again this week. During this week's session, we will be discussing that very famous chapter in the Bible, Psalm chapter 23. Let me give you a little introduction to this chapter. Psalm 23 was written by King David, who God said was a man after his own heart. It is David's profession of joyful trust in the Lord. So let's get started.
Psalm 23 verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. David knew fatigue, hunger, fear, harsh living conditions, and intense disappointment. But he found that God always got him what he really needed, one day at a time. You're not alone as you go through life. Your hardships and fears are known by God, who has committed himself to you as your shepherd. He'll see to it that you get what you really need, one day at a time.
All right. Psalm chapter 23, verses 2 and 3. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet water. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Right now you might be in financial trouble, struggling with poor health, having miserable and depressing thoughts. Your efforts to make things better may have failed. Your dreams have been crushed, or you feel small and insignificant. You are sadly aware of how you have disappointed God with sinful words and actions.
But with Jesus in our lives, he brings refreshment. He sends kind words, a new friend, helpful medication, a financial boost, or new insights in the significance of your accomplishments. When you're dragging because of your guilty knowledge of your own sins, his words of unconditional love and forgiveness will refresh your soul. You still matter to him. Watch for these moments. They're not coincidences. To walk righteously means to be right with God, both in your spiritual status before him and in the way you talk and act. The Bible is your map and your headlamp, so that you'll know how to walk in God's ways and live in such a way as to please him.
Yes. Psalm chapter 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The physical world that your eyes see are not all there is. The Bible reveals what is going on behind the scenes. God and Satan, angels and demons are in constant conflict, warring for control of earth and its people. Nervous sheep like you and me are worried about physical breakdowns like illness, injury, and death. But far worse is the danger of evil, of falling into Satan's clutches or selling our heavenly inheritance for some cheap or temporary advantage in the here and now.
Our shepherd Jesus is mightier than Satan, and his angels are mightier than the demons. We don't have to be afraid. Because Jesus has already gone through death and back out again, alive and glorious, we know that we will too. Our shepherd's protection also keeps us safe from Satan and his corruption. Repentant Christians are glad not only for divine protection from satanic wolves, but glad also for correcting pokes, judges, or even whacks from Jesus' rod or staff. What a comfort it is to know that our shepherd is watching over us and will reach into our lives to warn and avert.
Psalm chapter 23, verses 5 and 6. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Most of the 23rd Psalm is about the journey, However, the last two verses are about the arrival. Christ is portrayed no longer as shepherd. Now he is host, throwing open the doors of the mansion, welcoming everyone home. In heaven, there will be no enemies. We will eat in peace. We will not be bothered anymore from Satan, who will be in hell.
After a life journey marked by hardship and deprivation, our new life will be abundant, symbolized by an overflowing cup. The Lord's goodness and mercy that we have sensed and tasted on earth will surround us completely in heaven. Sin, guilt, fear, and death will trouble us no more.
Amen. Well, that's it for this week. Remember, please like, comment, and share. Also, if you have questions, be sure to ask. If any of you have a topic you would like for us to discuss, please let us know.
See you next week.
Be blessed.